What a fuck up. That was atrocious. I should be shot for doing that that pull. Hello ballers, what's going on? It's Preacher. You ready to watch me fail? I guess most of you are. Hopefully I'm not going to be too bad at all. First things first, let's get our communion ready. We want to be just about ready for Eclipse. One of the things I was trying to show you in the talents section of this video, which you can click above, is that you should be best friends with your communion. You really should, because you can time it so it's just about to get into Eclipse like this, in which case you get like maximum amounts of benefit from it. You want to get Nature's Grace. That's why you don't want too many people are thinking, oh, I have this buff now, and because of that buff I can quite easily go into Eclipse before the pull, but you're missing out on your Nature's Grace, which you don't want to do. You don't want to miss out on your Nature's Grace whatsoever. So again, you can move it up like this. I'm now one cast away from hitting Luna, and you should be really making best friends with this. You can be in Eclipse so much of the time that is really worth spending the time and just getting used to being best friends with your Astral Communion. It's so important. It really is. So one Wrath, I'm going to have a full-on ability here to get my new Starfire up. Save myself almost a minute of cooldown on that. Come on, buddy. Tanking this noise or what? There we go. One Wrath. I'm in. I can get my dots ticking away. Now, I've made a slight mistake there. Is you should be timing your... Every time you go into it... Oh, we're not going to do that? We're not doing that? Okay. Alright, I'm just going to fill in with a bit of these. Don't you worry about it. Don't you worry about it. Is you want to be making sure that you cast the dot that's just getting the big buff. So, obviously, in Luna, that would be Moonfire. As soon as you hit the Eclipse, you want to queue that up really nicely. So, I'm just going to time this guy up with one of these. I've got a feeling we've got a really slacky tank. This could be interesting stuff. Hopefully I can find a decent intro to the video from this. But of course you guys will have already seen that. Whoa, future spoilers. Now I've just moved back into this Eclipse. But I've got 44 seconds on Starfall, so I'm going to use my communion to get myself very quickly back to Luna. And there we go, you see. I'm back in Luna just as we do the pull. I think I have a Blood DK, doesn't know how to DPS. Now when we get to these levels of mobs, a couple of ways of going about it. We're doing CC and all sorts in this dungeon, which is pretty crackers. Is once you get to here and you've got everything dotted, nice place to drop in some Astral Storm. The great thing about your Astral Storm is that it doesn't take you out of your Eclipse. So I keep this buffed Lunar Eclipse. Redot everything that's going to last a few seconds. Use that Star Surge, why not? I'm going to focus on this one. The rest of them are going to die pretty quickly. I'm not going to redot those. Have a Star Surge, my friend. Enjoy it. Love it. And you can see we're pulling, just starting to pull just crazy amounts of numbers. So it's all about pre-planning. Now I'm going to show you the optimal boss opener. Now it's not going to be perfectly optimal, unfortunately, for reasons that I'll explain in a sec. So I'm going to use my Astral Communion to move myself till I am one Wrathcast away from Luna. So wait for it. One. There. I'm now one Wrathcast away from hitting my Lunar Eclipse. Now, ideally, I would have Starfall off cooldown, which I don't. So my optimal opener would be to Starfall, get that Starfall out of the way, fire off the one Wrath, straight into Luna at that point. So I'm going to fire off this one Wrath, straight into Luna, which gives me another Starfall straight away. I'm going to blow some big cooldowns. While I'm in that Eclipse, so I'm blowing some big cooldowns, some big 220Ks. I'm being a big noob here, I should be multi-dotting this target. And now I've hit this point, oh, looking at my Eclipse bar. Once I run out of Eclipse energy, I'm then going to pop Incarnation, like this. And now I can double dot again. While you're in your, not Incarnation, this is Celestial Alignment. I wish this fucking tank would move the boss away from facing us, whatever. While you're in your Celestial Alignment and you're getting benefits of both, you want to be spamming Starfire. Starfire is your talents of choice. You can see up to 65k DPS there. And now I've got this downtime, I'm going to move myself just before the Eclipse again. So I'm now one Starfire away from Solar. If you're going to Bloodlust, do it now, son. Remember, fill in your Star Surges wherever possible. And off we go. And you can see, hopefully, if we get a couple of crits. And even though I've reforged heavily to crit, you can see the crit is still just not quite there. Straight into Luna. Fire off Moonfire first. Big up the big Starfall once more. And working our way back down. Now I've macroed together Nature's Vigil and Incarnation, so I get the benefits of both. Now again, this downtime, moving myself back to an Eclipse. Round 1, Starfire away from hitting Solar again. So here's my Starfire, back into Solar. So you can see, even on bosses like this, where you've just got that momentary downtime, become best friends with your Celestial Alignment. It's really important. It really, really is so important. Keep it going, keep those dots going. Your dots don't last a great deal of time. They really don't, so get best friends with them. Straight in there, fire off that Moonfire. Now you can see I'm making little mistakes. I should have fired Moonfire first, but what the hell, I'm a big noob, so sometimes I fuck up. Whatever. And again, Star Surges whenever they proc. When your dots are down to that level, feel free to refresh them straight away. And there we go, down he goes. Okay, so we're top of the DPS there. 54k with a lot of downtime. It's not the end of the world at all. It's not terrible play. I'm not getting too bad with this. I could certainly be better, making some little errors here and there, but I'm trying to talk you through exactly what I'm trying to pull off. I hope to get an optimal opener out for you, so you can see the kind of burst you're going to get out of your Moonkin. I think it's very important that you understand that you can pull off those chain 3 Starfalls. You've got huge amounts of buffs on yourself at the same time. And it's crazy. But you are a bit of a 3-minute glass cannon. There's no doubt about that. You can see everything comes back again around the same time. So 12 seconds in, I'll be blowing the other cooldowns. And so on and so forth. Again, I'm 1 cast away from hitting Solar. So, oh, I didn't cast it. Give it, give it, give it. There we go. Multi-dot everything up. And off we go. 180k Star Surges! Oh, did they make that spell more fun? Yes, they did. They really did make that more fun. When it comes to your dots, situations like this, it's just worth recasting them. It really is, just even for a couple of casts. If you get Star Surge at a point like that, save it. Save it. If you're just about to hit Eclipse, save it. Really save it. Get some mushroom down, why the hell not? Got some momentary downtime. Use the Starfall on cooldown. You'll be back in Luna so quickly, it is really worth it. And if you saw there, I just got 50k. Literally 50k from those mushrooms, but that's 50k free damage, so who am I to complain? I'm still in Luna, so I'm just going to stick an extra Moonfire on these guys here. Yeah, you guys both need some fires. It's worth recasting. Your dots are so powerful, guys. They really are just absolutely key amounts of DPS to what you're doing. Only when you're just about to hit Eclipse is it worth not recasting those dots. Nice. Oh, got some downtime. I'm going to use my Astral Communion. So I'm now... Boop. I'm now 1 Wrath away from getting another Starfire, although it technically has a 37-second cooldown. Oh, again using the... I'm fucking dying now. What the fuck are you doing? It's 2 mobs. Jesus Christ. Are we CCing 1 out of 2 mobs? Why? Why are we doing that? I don't know. Keep those dots up. I've never seen. I haven't seen CC on 1 out of 2 mobs for a long time. A really long time. I haven't seen somebody try and pull that kind of crap off in my dungeon. No way. I was going to give you a Sunfire just for a few ticks. It's an extra 10,000 damage every couple of seconds, which is awesome. They see me tanking. Not really. You're not tanking shit, dude. Somebody heard Blood Boil was awesome, didn't they? Come on. I don't mean to mock, man, but come on. You can do better than this. Darts for everybody. Oh, I do love the multi-dotting aspects of it, I really do. And when I've got this many mobs, I kind of want to stay in Solar for now, so 17 seconds on Starfall. If I was being a bit of a geek, like a super geek, I would actually be trying... In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take myself to where I said I wanted you guys to be. Okay, so I'm 1 cast away from hitting that Starfall moment. So I'm just going to use Starfire now. Now, I'm only doing this... I wouldn't recommend you do this in normal play. I'm doing this just to demonstrate exactly what I'm trying to show you guys, which is like the optimal pull. Starfall off cooldown, as it would be normally. Down you go, son. Okay, cool. So this is how you would want to start your fight, and hopefully I do this correctly, is Starfall off cooldown and 1 cast away from hitting Lunar Eclipse. This is what you want to do. Now you use your Astral Communion in order to do this. So tank's going in. Fire off your Starfall. Get your Wrath going. Hit Lunar. Start dotting everything. Blow your cooldowns. Starfall wore off. Use another Starfall. Okay. Now we're going to work our way back down to 0 energy. Which is there. And now I'm going to use the next cooldown, the Incarnation. Or the Celestial Alignment, I should say. And another Starfall. You can see it's 85k DPS. Now it's just about to wear off, so that's unfortunate. Now I'll use my Starfire to get myself back to solar. Nice. Back into solar. Now I'm multi-dotting everything. As you should be doing. Now dots are about to wear, so let's refresh the dots while we're still in solar. So nice DPS when you master it. It's tricky. I'm not going to lie, guys. It's taken me a few runs just to get even close to managing this spec as I'm managing it right now. I found it purposely, without even joking, I found this really obnoxious. So there we go, back into Luna, Starfall back on, back into Starfire spam, get a Star Surge in there. I mean, even there I'm pulling sort of, what, 70k DPS there, and that is with a little, that is some multi-dotting cheesing obviously, but it's the burst cooldown. You can see we're 1 minute away. That DPS would steadily drop if we were doing a normal sort of pull, until these cooldowns came back. You get that whole moment of glass cannonry. Hopefully I can pull it again off the last boss. And it's a little bit tricky because you get 3 Starfalls. You've got to manage that Starfall. You've got to manage your Celestial Alignment, which I didn't do successfully, I might add. So I still got a little bit of work to do. But when you start mastering these little intricacies, and when I do the advanced guide, which should... I'm kind of looking forward to doing the advanced guide for the Druid, the Moonkin especially. I want to spend some time with this class. This class intrigues me. One, I think it's a little bit too fiddly, but not in the same way as, say, an Enhancement Shaman, which I think is just a clunky spec. The spec isn't clunky, it's refined, it's delicate. It needs a little bit of tweaking here and there. Some slight play differences really matter when it comes to doing your DPS, and that's what I enjoy about it. I've done, what? I would say I've done 3 heroic dungeons, and I haven't played this spec since beta when it was dramatically different. I'm starting to get there now. I'm not trying to say, oh Lord, I'm totally top in the meters. I'm starting to get a little feel for the intricacies that go with it. I'm still not quite there. Such things as, we might tank this trash there. This is, the mushrooms thing is disappointing, to say the least, that mushrooms are a little bit weak now. And, you know, that's sad. And I should have Astral Communion, so I was ready to pop an Eclipse. That's what happens when you talk too much, so whatever. Oh, okay. I do wish... I think mushrooms were something that was quite glorious and fun about the Moonkin. They sort of fit the style. I don't think they do now, which is kind of sad, really. I really liked the whole mushroom aspect, and when those mushrooms went off, your screen filled with joy, and it was like an orgasm of damage as soon as it went off. And that just is missing now, which is kind of sad to me. Get used to using your Astral Communion really every single time. Just one spell away. Just like that. Just keep it one spell away. One Wrath. And I'm into a nice Eclipse. I've got Nature's Grace up. Therefore, I'm just going to be hitting Starfalls and all sorts of nonsense. Where is this tank? Dude, you fucking suck, man. I'm not real. I'm seriously, I am not CCing 1 out of 2 mobs. Are you mad? This is not vanilla. This is really just not the way it's going to roll. Well, you can see by managing that Eclipse in your 5-mans, you should be fine. A lot of people say I'm really struggling in my 5-mans to get decent damage. It's really about using your Celestial Communion and just keeping that Eclipse all the time. Again, just keeping yourself 1 cast away. Where is he? One cast away. Back in. Multi-donning it up like a gangster. And if you do get to the stage where you've got a few moments where you can do some AoE, use your hurricanes. Use those spells. The good damage, the 60Ks. And then re-dot when your dots are about to expire. Remember, with the whole dot clipping mechanic, it's no big deal to do that at all. Right, I've got Starfall on a 30-second cooldown, and we've still got some mobs to do. So hopefully I can pull the optimal start to this boss. Let's see if we can get some mushrooms down. That would be nice. Make sure you've got a nice way of tracking your mushrooms too. Always handy. Oh, we're pretty close actually. We're in mushroom territory. Let's get these dotted up. Mushrooms. Oh, they moved out my mushrooms just as I was casting them. Trollface.org, seriously. I'm going to keep myself in solar. Keep multi-dotting away. Really, I almost finally got the opportunity to pull off some sweet mushrooms. And this is how you repay me, game? Come on, I'm trying to make you look good, buddy! Right. Awesome. Got it off cooldown. So now, I'm just going to... 1 cast away from hitting Luna. And I've got Starfall. Okay, so just at best bet, I'm going to leave some mushrooms here just in case. 1 cast away. This is how you want to do your pull, guys. Now, hopefully I won't screw this up. It's very easy to screw up. It needs a little bit of practice to get really comfortable with it. Come on, tanky boy. Let's be having you for the last boss. 1 cast away. Oh, I screwed it up already. I should have fired Starfall first. Well, I've screwed it up already, so whatever. And I've blown both cooldowns. Oh, man, I'm so bad right now. I apologise. How bad I screwed that up is not even like remotely worth me speaking about. Just be under the impression that I fucked that up big time. I really fucked that up. And now we get Bloodlust. Oh, this is just gonna... I'm gonna suffer for this through the whole dungeon. This is just like the worst situation ever. It kind of shows you how... Oh, man, I want to play this class more. I really, really do. Come on. Let's see some big DPS. Oh, we're getting trounced by a Ret Pally who blew his cooldowns correctly. It's poor Barkskin. Let's help out our healer a little bit. Boss is going to die anyway. What a fuck up. That was atrocious. I should be shot for doing that that pull. Still pull 55k DPS, which is... I should have done around at least 80 plus. Doing a correct pull. At least 80 plus. But there you go. Moon Kid Druid, guys. I'm really looking forward to revisiting this in the future. Hopefully you guys are too. Take it easy, ballers.